are a lie and so is the cake. But anyway, the cake is a lie too. Sorry, never mind. That was a really bad one. So, I have a tendency to crack bad jokes every time I'm nervous, and I'm always nervous, so I always crack bad jokes. Please, bear with that, maybe. And I'll also lean your head for longer than others did. So, yeah, you are allowed to just ask me to go sit the fuck down. Oh, can I curse?
Definitely you can.
Okay. Should I ask it before I curse?
Bracket Unabashed
Good for that. So a few days ago I went to this gathering that I thought was a slam, but it turned out to be not a slam. I remember when I got texting you. So basically I go in and my aesthetic is a hobo, okay? I always dress like a hobo. And I walk in and everyone in there is just dressed to the nines in saris and jewelry and at the bottom of team, and I'm like, okay, these do not look like my kind of people. Okay, but then there's the question, who are your kind of people? Slam makes you ask those existential questions. That was definitely not my place, okay. And there, so I have a tendency to crack very bad jokes, and this is not a stand-up comedy thing. I need to clarify that. So I went there with a collection of cow jokes, ready to shout you to jail. Okay, and I walk in there and I'm like, I don't think it is safe to crack them here. Okay. So I saved one for today. I'll just crack a cow joke. So there is no relation. So this starts with a question. What do you call a cow with no legs?
Cow.
Ground beef. Speaking of beefs, I have a lot of beef with my mother, as I was telling Gitanjali, Gitanjali has vanished.
No, she's hungry.
Okay, she's hungry. Never mind, beef made her hungry. Anyway, so I have a lot of beef with my mother. I was just arguing with her. I went downstairs for a cigarette and instead I just shouted at my mother, yelled at her through the phone, and now I'm going to talk about it. Because what else am I going to do, right? Talk about uncomfortable feelings and being brought up by a single mother who will never stop yelling at me, and I'll not stop yelling at her either. So ironically though, this it's a series. Yeah, it's a series. Yeah, so ironically it's called Apologies, even though neither of us apologize to each other. So we are always just arguing. Do I have a little bit of time to actually go through the series? Fantastic. So, 1. Apology. This one's called existence. I can't find the right filter for my photo. Dandelion heart. I wish wishes were enough to cup your stardust skin and let it drip right onto a Polaroid. Dandelion child. They told you that the gashes on your palm are but war wounds, and the tattoos that run right up your trembling arms tales that everyone will want to hear one day. That it's okay to not fit. They promise and then they put you in categories of purple dye, shadowy eye, sugar rushed quirkiness. They said you were right out of a dream, stenciled onto graffiti walls and gaming brochures. Star-hued tongue. They never knew you could scream. So when you did, they didn't know what to do with you anymore. You were wanted. Picture perfect eccentricity come to save them all. To cradle their soft insides in careful teacups. They shaped you right into their plans, my love. Your otherness, the balm to their listlessness of having lost their childhoods to sterile walls. You were the color they wanted to paint with before their fathers took away their paintbrushes. Your lips, the perfect shade of understanding. Sand dune skin. You were hope. The excuse, the letter they never wrote to their mothers the night they left home. Forgiveness, the search for atoms and purpose. Sand dunes and metaphors, accordion child. You are not a metaphor. You are ribs and crackling bones under the weight of your scream, saying things they did not quite want to hear. You don't fit into their carefully calculated pamphlets, my love. Even brokenness, has a pattern, you see, and yours is just too loud, too much more than they bargained for. Duckling, star child, dandelion wildness. They say Dandelion still searches for that one droplet that wouldn't escape his grasp. And still I cannot find the right filter for your photo. But maybe purple will do just fine. Apology 2. Yes, these are this long. Yes. Sorry. So this is an apology to my mother that I will never write to her because, well, apologies. But anyway. If I had $1 for each time my mother asked me to buckle the fuck up and kind of forgot to do so herself, I probably would have saved enough to invest in a backbone so strong, replace each rib with so much steel to not feel her crumble against my arms every time she trips. Someday, I tell her, I'll not be too late. But there are enough locked doors between us, enough insecurity, incomprehensibility, utter obscurity to put Area 51 to shame. You see, she often locks herself behind enough windows to knock the wind right out of my lungs. Someday, I tell her, I'll not be too late. You see, my mom is still in her rebellious phase, and some nights I am Darth Vader, blasting her planets to stars she does not quite seem to see. On those nights, I dream about places I could belong to, arms I could hold on to, music I could. On those nights, I pack a bag and leave. I don't look back to check if she has dimmed the lights. You see, my mom does not like talking about space, as if talking about planets drifting apart and the universe expanding, as if mentioning all the places she could not afford to let me go to might mean another window and one less door. On those days, I unpack my backpack, carefully placing my toothbrush beside her so they can keep each other company. Unlike my toothbrush, she does not replace me with a new one each time I'm worn. You see, my mom asks me why I will not marry, but Ma, I've already one half of this apple that is so rotten on the inside that nobody wants to eat. You see, you tell me I'm just like my abusive father, your soul other, who left you with so many eggshells and not enough sunny sides. And I'm still unpacking. So you do not get used to leavings. And it kind of does get ironical. You see, when you tell me you could have left but didn't because I needed a dad, God, I wish you actually had. So we did not have to stick to this game of reputations. Maybe somewhere they have a backbone that makes leavings easier. So we did not need to make enough tea to forget we are hungry, lose enough keys to forget about doors, have enough fucking curtains to make windows seem like a fucking joke. Some nights I wish I had enough dollars to buy you a suitcase with the names of the places you keep locked in your attic. Mom, I know I told you I won't be late. But some nights I wish you wouldn't wait up for me. Some nights I wish your nights wouldn't just be waiting up for people who do not want to come back. Mom, buckle up. I have lost all my keys. It's time to stop finding yours. So I am shaking a bit. That took too much movement. But anyway, so apology 3. Yeah, it's not over yet. But apology 3. Again, apology to my mom. So some time ago, my mother asked me why I tend to always write about my father. My father is like this mysterious figure, poetic mysterious figure, always appearing in my stories and And my mom was just very shyly, but just you never write about me. Okay, and I suddenly realized that this dude who hasn't been in my life, I don't even remember him. He's so mysterious because I don't remember him. Sorry, that's a joke. Okay, I am very adept at cracking dead dad jokes. So sorry for making you uncomfortable. So not really sorry, but anyway. This dude he was last at home when I was 4 or 6. I don't even remember. I barely remember him. I just remember he had a mustache. He had like amazing mustache. Put others to shame. But anyway, that's all I remember about him. Okay, and I keep writing about him, and this woman who has been in my life, yelling at me the entire time, but like she has been in my life this entire time, and I never really write about her, to her. So this was an attempt and an apology to write to her. Write to me. You see, I learned the art of crumpling from my mother. The same way her sent her out into the world, all paperboard skin and knitted lungs. You see, yarn smell the same as yearning for a home that is never yours, but his or his. Often I set fire to her looms. Smoke haunts my cigarette sins. You see, grandmother is a poet. Soft wool nestling against her threadbare skin, black, white, red. Needles spell for her what her mouth cannot. Swish, shush, swoosh, hush, still. You see, mother is a painter. Black, pepper, white, salt, red. Red does not appear anymore. Except that time I brought her a kite and she held the color she will not drape or cannot. See, I am a writer. Pining, tracing the footsteps of men who could not stay or would not. I weave yearnings for lost fathers, non-existent soul others. Ghost-like, my mother often crumbles, mumbles. Why? Always him, never me. Her eyes shape a sigh that her needle cannot spell. Why, I wonder. Write to me, she implores. Teach me how. So this. And finally, this is homecoming. Sorry, you can ask.
Don't be. It's amazing. Go ahead.
So this is the last one. Finally, these were apologies, and this is homecoming. This is my favorite, but like so impertinent, but like yeah, this is my favorite. Like my own poem, my favorite. I'm not saying this is my favorite in the world, but like I'll stop now. Yes, anyway. So homecoming. I once read that a soldier, weary of his helmet, crossed the barricade and held fast. Hand over heart he held fast. He put down his gun and took up a placard, and he held fast. The same night I heard they crossed the border, yet no one asked where they came from. That night there was enough wine and the circle grew bigger, and that night they danced around the fire. Kicking up feathers and gold the morning after, they found only birds. The morning after they opened the doors, and the neighbors when they looked didn't offer pronouns. No he, no she, no they, but warm teacups. And when we looked, we didn't find tea, but only people. Late that evening, she ran her calluses over my veins. Where does it hurt? She wondered. Nowhere, nowhere, nowhere. So this was also a dedication to Vasan Shayad.